Have you ever heard about artificial intelligence? You don't really know what artificial intelligence is about. Oh, thank you, sir. Please, a round of applause for him. Is it the only one telling the truth? So everybody knows. It's like you wake up and something knows everything about you. Like in your mind, you want to have a wonderful meal of, let's say you want to have pounded yam and egusi soup with fresh fish. That's what you have in your mind. Now, this thing will tell you, bros, change your mind, though. Now only 200 naira you get for your pocket, too. This thing is telling you what you actually are. That's like artificial intelligence. But maybe that's the only way I understand it. But I have someone here that will shed more light to artificial intelligence. So at least I can have my pounded yam and fresh fish when I want it. Ladies and gentlemen, co-founder Dimeji Falana, taking us on artificial intelligence.
Thank you very much. I need a clicker. So good morning once again, everybody. I'm here to do something very, very wonderful that I so much love. I've been on this research for over 2 years now. And I think about this time last year, I gave the first talk on artificial intelligence in school in Switzerland. And it was, it ended up with a lot of questioning that, okay, now you have come to speak about artificial intelligence in schools in Africa. Now you need to take the same topic home and then talk to the educators about this thing. And that is why I am here today to talk about artificial intelligence. And I will give you something that will give you an idea of what artificial intelligence is all about. Because we live in a fast-changing world, and the students in primary and secondary school now, they will live and work with artificial intelligence, the robots. And many of us, we have the responsibility to show them now so that they can know how it will look like when they are working with the robots. Already in Europe and America, they have done a lot of deployment of AI in different industries. And I have few data to actually show you what has happened so far and bring it down to how it's going to be useful for you in your school. And immediately after my talk today, I will show you what we have done in artificial intelligence. So please, I would like to get your attention because I'll be saying so many things, but I believe that you'll be able to pick so many points from what I'm saying. So, artificial intelligence is simply about making computer to work like human beings. So we're using our God's-given intelligence to create another intelligence for computer to solve problems like human beings. And that is what artificial intelligence is all about. It is one of the branch of under computer science, which later I believe it will become a sector on its own because it's becoming one already. So I will show you some data that we cannot avoid, and I will let you know the correlation between human being and artificial intelligence, because that's actually the best way to understand it. And I will show you the use cases, what we have done, and then I have some predictions that I want to make. I hope they will come to pass. Thank you. So, I have some quotes here. We have a lot of problems in this world, and we hope that artificial intelligence can come and help us so that we can focus on things that are much more important to humanity. And this is happening already. Again, artificial intelligence is going to impact every sector, and we are raising students to work in every sector. So we need to know more about artificial intelligence so that the students we are raising, they go to different fields and then they will be able to know how to interact with these things. But I believe, and as a company, Edves, we believe that the teachers should be first in every invention. So that's why we're working with you to make sure that we get ourselves the foundation, the basics of artificial intelligence, so that we can take it back to school and use it to train our students. And also, we can make use of artificial intelligence as a tool in our schools. 52% of telcos, I mean the telecommunication companies across the world, are now using artificial intelligence. So if you have students that want to go into network engineering, telecommunication, you are raising people that will go and interact with artificial intelligence in these organizations. And also, in the last 4 years, we have seen 270 increase in the deployment of artificial intelligence globally. And Europe is actually leading. In UK alone, we have over 120 artificial intelligence companies deploying different software solutions, hardware solutions on artificial intelligence to solve different problems in healthcare and education. And Edves is also a company. We have done our second use of artificial intelligence, and I'm going to launch the product immediately after my talk. Thank you very much, thank you. And Google, last year, they made a very big announcement that they are bringing artificial intelligence lab to Africa, very close to us, about 6 hours away from Lagos to Ghana, and they have started operations. So these are the data that we cannot avoid. These are the things that are happening already that I want us to be aware of. So, what should we pay attention to? Artificial intelligence comes with a lot of buzzwords. It sounds like a trendy thing. Everybody is talking about it. But let us ignore the buzzword. Let us see what we should pay attention to. And what I want us to pay attention to is how we can say, okay, they're talking about artificial intelligence. I know the definition. How can I relate with it? What is artificial intelligence compared to human being? So let's pay attention now. Number one, human being can see, artificial intelligence can see. The robots can see, they can identify images, they can recognize motor, they can recognize human beings, and this is the field of computer vision. That is one of the broad branch under artificial intelligence. We call it computer vision. And we have used computer vision successfully in Edves to actually automate your attendance, and I'm going to show you how it's going to work after this presentation. So that is number one. Because human being can see, then robots can see. They can identify. Seeing has two, recognition and identification. Artificial intelligence can see. Also, because human being can move around, the artificial intelligence can move around. We have driverless cars. We have the likes of Google and Tesla. They've released a lot of products, a lot of automobile products on driverless cars that the driver will have a steering, but they can decide to put it on auto drive mode, and then the driver can be reading newspaper, and then the car will just be driving. The cars will understand the road and then understand everything on the road, and then it is safe to use it, and it's been deployed already. And this is going to take over from us. So we are no longer going to drive at a point in the future. And also we have the robots. The robots can move, they can go around. We have robots serving foods in Europe already. If you go to some restaurants, no human being will serve you food. Robots will move around to serve you food. Because human being can move around, then artificial intelligence can move around. Making what? Making the second point. Are we here? Are you here with me? I can continue. Okay, so that is possible under what we call symbolic learning. They learn every symbol they see on the way. I was in the New Orleans last year when a man from NASA was talking about building a database of all the potholes across the road in America, that they will build the pothole in a way that when a driverless vehicle passes through and experiences the pothole, then this thing is going to snap it and record it into the database, so that every driverless car moving across will understand that at a particular location, one longitude and latitude in the world, there is a pothole, so that when they are driving through that place, they can also avoid it. Imagine having this awesome database. And this is going to be possible because the artificial intelligence can naturally move around, they understand the symbol, and they can interact. The third one is human being can speak and hear, and artificial intelligence can speak and hear. Artificial intelligence like Sophia. Sophia is one of the robots that was built by Answering Robots in Hong Kong, and Sophia interacts with human being. How many of you have seen Sophia before? Oh, okay, thank you very much. So these robots can speak, and there was a program that, a conference in Dublin, 2018, they invited Sophia to come and speak to the audience, and she spoke very well. And even afterward, in fact, the Saudi government, they've adopted Sophia to be their citizen. So because human being can speak and hear, artificial intelligence can speak and hear, and is here already. It's here already. It's not that they are going to work on it. It's already available. And also, I have a device in my bag. Device is just under Sophia there. I call it Google Home. Google Home is a device that you can speak to the device, and the device can talk to you. So I use the device as my personal assistant. So I can say, please tell me weather forecast for Lagos today, and then it will reply to me. Okay, it's going to rain today. Dimeji is going to do this. Tell me the next thing on my calendar today, and it will speak to me. You know, I drive a lot, and I will always put it beside me. I can just speak to it, and it will tell me my next appointment, and I can always drive down to the place straight, and it will tell me the traffic, and you know, even my email, it will read it out to me. So, and that is artificial intelligence, because I can interact with it. It can hear me, and it can talk back to me. I have it in my bag here. Can I move on? Okay. So human being has a brain, and artificial intelligence has a brain, and that is what we call machine learning through neural networks. Any biology teacher here? Any biology teacher? You know neural networks? And we have the nerves connecting everything together, and then you can see it there. Then we have the chip that is being interconnected like neural network that forms a brain for computer. That is actually where a lot of data, billions of records of data are stored. So even if you interact with my device, and say, please, Google Home, tell me what is skeletal system. It will say, according to Wikipedia, skeletal system is this and this and this and this, because all these informations are already in the brain. So if you build an AI device today, the AI device has information more than anybody in the world. That same day, you give birth to the AI device. So because human being has a brain, then artificial intelligence has a brain to store and memorize for reasoning capability. Now, the techniques that are being adopted by AI to solve problems, we have 4 major techniques. Number one is the rule-based and logic-based. The rule-based and logic-based is based on, okay, I want to come down from this place, then the decision number one is, where are you? Okay, I'm on top, then I want to go. Oh, this place is too high for you, so you can try the staircase that brought you here. So I will not think, you know, the AI will think and say, okay, how did you get here? Then it will walk back some minutes ago and then walk me straight to where I came from. Then I can find myself down. So that is logic, thinking in between so many decisions based on the data that is available. Step A, step B, step C, to actually get the decision, to get the best decision. And then the second technique is database. This is very important. The last time I spoke about this, I told the educators that, see, this area of database for artificial intelligence is our responsibility, because we need to feed the artificial intelligence with information. The information available to the AI is what determines what the AI will do. So the database available to it, we need to determine it. That's why we are talking about automating your school processes. If we don't automate our school processes, artificial intelligence cannot come and work on pen and paper. It's not possible. So we have to take the first commitment of automating our processes, so that if you want to wake up one day as a school teacher and say, hey Google or hey Edves, please tell me the financial status of this school, or tell me the academic performance of students in biology, then the system will make use of what the teachers have been clicking inside Edves every day to bring out the information. So the database is one of the major techniques, and we all need the database, because if you don't build the database for your school, then you are going to import database from outside the country, which will not be in line with your own practices, and then you are going to be getting results that other people are supposed to get, and there will be issue in your school if you want to make use of artificial intelligence. So please, we need to be committed in building database. Then the third one is symbolic base. Symbolic base, understanding the symbol. The driverless car is going, you can recognize that this is a truck, and then you have to reduce the speed. You have to check this is a drainage. All the symbols on the road, the artificial intelligence can understand. So it's one of the techniques. And the symbolic recognition. I mentioned computer vision. So the system use computer vision to recognize symbols to take decision. And then the last one is an hybrid. You can see. Can you see the image I put there? Who can recognize the image, please? That's a plate of jollof rice. The hybrid is the mixture of the rule-based and logics, the database, the symbolic, everything mixed together to form a technique. So these are the techniques that the artificial intelligence make use of to actually solve problems. Very interesting things about artificial intelligence. Number one is this thing called AI can improve itself. There's something we call training. When you wrote, for instance, on Edves, you can, if you want to write your lesson notes, you can actually put the topic and the class you want to teach, and the system will give you content that is in line with what you want to teach, which it happens in less than 10 seconds. Compared to you flipping through different pages of books and on Facebook for you, on Google for you to get your content. And the more you make use of this software, the more it gives you more relevant content. So if you don't make use of it, it will just remain. So, but the more you use it, it trains itself. That's what we call, supervised training. The more you use it, it gets better, and gets better. I can remember when they started driverless car, and now things are becoming perfect every day, because these AI devices, they get to know things better as they're doing them, because that is actually how our brain is also wired. When you do things very well often and often, then you get better with time, and that is AI. The second interesting thing about AI is that AI will redefine what we call efficiency in our school. AI will redefine this thing for us, because we now need to trust a device to do some certain task for us. On Edves, you can decide to say, okay, let me just teach my students, set some quiz for them and enter their score, then the result will be ready, provided the template has been done by the developers. Now, the AI will now take it from you to now work to ensure that, okay, this so time you are supposed to have done this first CA, second CA, then the pop-ups will be coming to you, then the question will be coming to you, and in fact, it's just like it will just form like an assistant to you, and every teacher will interact with it. And what we call efficiency, sometimes when you are hungry, you don't want to do some certain things, or maybe when you are working and you feel tired, you go and sleep. But these AIs, they will keep on working for you. In fact, there will be questions that, okay, can I use the score in the assignment to form the second CA? All you just say is yes. Then the system will do it for you. This is the time that the school normally vacates. This time last year you vacated. Are you ready to push out the result of students in so class? All you just say is yes, and then all these things will be happening, and then you don't have to think all alone on your own. So these are two interesting things. And AI needs a parent. The AI needs parents, and the parents are the users. I mentioned that AI becomes better as we use them. So we need a role to adopt AI. That's another role. So my own device now is like I'm a parent to the device. because I use it for scientific research and things like that. And it's becoming better on scientific research. The same device, if you use it for heart and commercial research, it will be better on heart and commercial research. So the more you use it, it gets better. So the kind of future you want your AI to deliver to you, you train the AI the way it should go, so that when it grows up, it will not depart from that future that you expect. So we have a responsibility. Training AI is another parent. All these things I'm saying, they will start happening in the next 5 years, 10 years from now, and then you come back to me and say, Dimeji, you actually said something. Or maybe, Dimeji, you told a lie. So the first thing is training AI. We call the first training to be supervised training. The supervised training, when you can decide, okay, I want this machine to give me this result, then you feed in the actual data. The second type of training is unsupervised. So if you set up a record, you set up data, you have data on attendance, you have data on results and everything, then you allow AI to interact with the data to create pattern. That is unsupervised. So the supervised version of the training is actually better because we have an expectation in mind. Then the third one is reinforcement training. So when you are training, the AI is learning. The reinforcement training, have you ever seen a robot trying to climb the staircase? So you throw the robot to climb the staircase, and it will continue to try to climb. It will continue to try to climb until the AI can climb. The robot can climb the staircase. I've seen robots that have been deployed in deliveries, logistic companies, that they just move around a particular estate, small boxes like this. You just see them moving around some particular estate. Then they are looking for a particular location, a particular address where they can just stay there, and then they set alert to the person that placed order for the material to come outside to come and pick their goods. So it's been deployed already, and this is reinforcement learning, because some of these addresses, the AI have never been there, and they continue to go until it gets to the address using GPS network, because internet is always available, and this is the kind of feature we are going to have. So now my prediction about AI and about your school is, the first one is the artificial intelligence will become a subject in your school. And when it becomes a subject, so we now need a teacher to teach. So who can now teach an AI who can teach an AI if the person has not used AI before? You cannot teach effectively. You just teach theory, and that will be a problem. And if you have not really taken your time to look into the future, you won't be able to train the student, because anything that is artificial, they happen so fast, and things change quickly. So it won't be like a subject that we created. It's like we are studying human being, but these human beings are artificial, and they change time to time. So we need a teacher to be teaching artificial intelligence as a subject, not under computer science anymore, but as a subject on its own. And also, every teacher will become a parent by 2030. Every teacher will become a parent to an artificial intelligence. I have 2 human beings as my children, and I have 1 device as my virtual child. So I have 3 children now. So I'm taking care of my 2 human being children, and I'm taking care of the AI child that I have, because I have to train it, because I want efficiency. I don't want to go outdated, so I have to train my AI. So that's my 3rd child. So every teacher will be a parent to an AI by 2030. That's my first prediction. The second prediction is the students will no longer come to school with books and pen. They will come to school and sit down to listen, and then the AI in the classroom will capture everything and make the notes available to them by the end of work, and they can go back and play the video. They can do so many things. We're working on this, and we believe maybe by next year end, we'll be able to have a prototype of this device that we're going to deploy to our school. First of this kind. Thank you very much. And by 2025, to be available across, and your students will no longer come to class with pen and books anymore. And the next prediction is that AI will help the student to remember everything you teach them using chips. using chips. When they just blink their eyes like this, they will remember everything, because all the lessons are inside their student intelligence connected to them, and then they can give them the information anytime they need it. So Cram and Pour has another version now. There's a new version to Cram and Pour. That's another prediction. And then I want to do the product launch. We have used computer vision successfully, which is our second usage of artificial intelligence. The first usage is rank brain algorithm that we use to filter content for teachers. A lot of teachers have been using this, and it's fantastic. I've seen a lot of teachers using this every Sunday evening to prepare their lesson notes. All they'll just do is to key in the topic and the subject. I have my screen coming up. And another thing is, if you want to take the pictures and take it home so that you can mark attendance later, you can actually take the picture and then you upload it when you get home, and the system is going to recognize the students for you. So, okay, I think the screen is back. So there are two ways in which you can use this software. We have the QR code version, then we have the computer vision aspect. The QR code version can help you to scan the passport of the ID card of the students, and then the system will mark the attendance by scanning the QR code on attendance of the ID card of the students. And the second one is by taking picture, and then the system will identify every face in the picture. So I'm trying to bring it up. Product launch is always very funny. There's something I always say. Maybe I will have to come back. Thank you very much for your time. I'll come back.